You have evolved more than you give yourself credit for if you've experienced these 7 changes in your life. You have arrived in life if you're emotionally distancing from past struggles. Think about it, there was likely a time when talking about certain painful experiences brought tears to you. You once avoided discussing a breakup, or you avoided confrontation at work, or you were embarrassed to talk about your financial struggles. There was a time you would lose sleep over such problems, and now they seem insignificant. You used to feel trapped, wondered if you'll ever get through it, but today, when you think about these situations, they do feel distant. Why? Because you've developed resilience. Your brain has actually adapted to filter out that unnecessary noise, allowing you to move forward without constantly looking back. And that's neurological evolution. You've literally reprogrammed your brain to no longer dwell on what once almost paralyzed you. And it's this silent strength, the ability to actually forget pain because your mind is now wired to focus on your present and future. So you no longer identify with that pain, and that's progress most people actually overlook. Now, you have also arrived in life if you're creating your own belief system. So you've started to question things, like really question them. And this is huge. Most people live their lives on autopilot, believing what they've been told without ever stopping to ask, is this really true for me? If you've ever found yourself challenging beliefs that once felt like facts, you're already miles ahead. Maybe it's about relationships, career, or how success is supposed to look for you. Now, earlier you may have said yes to everything and everyone, but now you may have started to set healthy boundaries. Or earlier you may have strived for perfection, but over time and after experience, you may have started to realize that progress and growth are far more important than perfection. Also, after a tough day at work, earlier you may have blamed yourself for things going wrong, but now you allow yourself to unwind. Tell yourself it's okay to feel tired, or it may also look like earlier you may have bottled up all your feelings, your emotions, thinking that asking for help would make you feel weak. But now you actually know that being vulnerable is not only great to bring support and relief, but also bring people closer. And let me tell you this, it's not easy to break free from these mental frameworks that we inherit, but doing so shows that you're capable of critical thinking. You're designing the way you see the world, and we underestimate how hard that is. Now, third point, you have arrived in life if you're reflecting on overcoming challenges. You can now talk about problems that once felt unspeakable. Here is where it gets even more real. You can talk about things you never thought you would get over. Remember when you thought that that breakup or that job loss would break you? Yet here you are telling your story from the other side. Now, this is an indicator of deep emotional growth. And in fact, neuroscience shows that when we talk about past trauma or difficulties, our brain rewires the emotional charge around it. Interestingly, by verbalizing, you're not just sharing your story, you're actively reprocessing it too. So that means you're no longer stuck in the narrative of pain. The fourth one, which is you have arrived in life if you're taking ownership of problems. So now you don't blame other people for your problems anymore. And this is a clear marker of emotional maturity. It's not about who did what to you, it's about how you respond. You've realized that the only thing you can control is your reaction. It's the realization that no one is responsible for your happiness or your pain but you. And this shift is going to be huge. It happens when you shift from why is this happening to me to what can I do about it. Interestingly, instead of getting a quick hit of satisfaction by blaming others, your brain now rewards you for accountability. In fact, our prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning and decision making, becomes more active when we take ownership of our actions. Now, you have also arrived in life if you're letting go of fitting in. Now, this one's a big one. You've stopped worrying about fitting in. Think about how much of your past was spent trying to be accepted, to feel like you actually belong. But now you stop tailoring yourself to meet other people's expectations. In fact, you've actually stopped being driven by the need for social validation. If your life experiences have taught you that true happiness, true excitement, true peace comes from being yourself in the long run, you have actually shown growth. You see, when we receive external validation, our brain releases dopamine, a chemical that makes us feel good, but only temporarily. So, in order to please ourselves, we continue to conform to these societal molds just to calm that amygdala, the part of the brain that's responsible for fear, especially fear of rejection. But that's nothing but living with distress and worry all the time. When you let go of all of that, you start to live life more freely, more happily. You've also arrived in life if you're taking the time to enjoy life. Now, this one's really, really important. You've learned to stop and enjoy life. If you find yourself pausing to appreciate small moments, whether it's that sunset, a deep conversation, or just a quiet moment of peace, you've shifted your brain from survival mode to mindfulness. You're no longer focused on sprinting from one goal to the next without pause. Instead, you're mindful, aware, and evolved beyond the endless race for achievement. You now practice the art of living in the moment. And when you live in the moment, you strengthen the connection between the emotional and rational parts of the brain, making you a tad bit more balanced and far less reactive. If this is something that you want to achieve, just shift your focus from doing to being. This way, you can actually reduce the brain's cortisol levels, that is your stress hormone, and experience more of life as it comes your way. Finally, number 7, you have arrived in life if you're blowing your younger self's mind. Now, if you wanted to sit down with your younger self and tell them about the life you're living now, they wouldn't believe you. That is a clear cut sign that you have evolved much more than you ever imagined. Your younger self would be in awe of how you handle stressful situations, how confident and comfortable you are in your own skin, how you are day by day inching towards the personal and professional achievements that you once only dreamed of, or even how you're experiencing the life you have built for yourself. So, have you experienced any of these 7 signs? If you have, give yourself some credit. Your brain has changed, your mindset has shifted. You're evolved into someone your younger self would really, really admire. But the evolution actually doesn't stop here. Your mind is capable of so much more. So keep pushing, keep evolving. And if you want to continue building on that mindset, check out my next video right here. I will see you there. Bye.